If you don't know, I'm Paul Rutherford, Chairman of the Isle of Wight Society for the Blind. First, I'd like to thank all of you that have turned up tonight. There's been a lot of hard work involved with Julie, Sue Ann, Vivian, my wife Sue, and loads of other helpers, volunteers. The place is looking fantastic. Please enjoy yourself. There's nibbles and drinks. There's draw tickets there for customers, and just have a great evening. I will pass you over to our CEO quickly, who's got a few things she wants to say and awards. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for coming. It's fantastic to have your support. I'm sure most of you will know that this shop has been entirely run and managed by volunteers throughout its history, which is frankly an extraordinary achievement for such a high-end shop. So I think every customer here should say, hip hip, hooray! And thank you to all of the volunteers, the volunteer managers and all of the volunteer staff who've made this possible. In the year to the end of March, and we've just had our accounts prepared, so I've got a very precise figure here, Dress for Less was able to contribute £10,930 net profit to the Isle of Wight Society for the Blind. So that is a huge achievement. Wow. And I'm pleased to say it's because the shop has gone from strength to strength since that time, and it's nothing to do with my arrival in April, I have to say, but it's thanks to all of you customers from supporting the shop. Thanks to Sharon, who's done an awful lot in terms of promoting the shop. I think Julie has the most amazing presence on Facebook now, and that's very largely thanks to efforts of Sharon and of course our star talent. And it's because the shop is going from strength to strength that we realise we've completely outgrown our premises across the way and are now in this fantastic shop here. There are a few other people I'd like to specifically thank. I would like to thank Alan Giles. Would you like to wave for me, Alan? Yeah. Alan Giles is an extraordinary volunteer who was introduced to the Society personally by Julie through a very long-standing connection they have at putting together charity shops. And we're delighted to have had the benefit of Alan's experience in putting together the Dress for Less premises across the road when it started some 2 years ago, and of course now here. So we've got a small token. We understand that Alan is a bit of a beer drinker, so as a small token of appreciation. Thank you, Julie. I'd also like to specifically mention Phil Jennings. Phil Jennings is the artist whose work you can see displayed around the shop. Now again, there is a connection here with Julie. This is Julie's brother. And we're delighted that Julie suggested that he might be interested in displaying his artwork and again, very generously supporting the Society for the Blind. All of the artwork is on sale, and Phil has very generously decided that he will donate 50% of all of the proceeds from his artwork. So can we all give Phil a I'd like to mention Joan Holland. I'm not sure if Joan has managed to make it here this evening. Joan Holland is a very generous lady, again another personal contact of Julie's, who generously donated a number of the extra shop fittings that we needed here, so a thank you to Julie. I'd also like to thank, of course, all of the volunteers who work here, our shop managers. We've got Julie training Viv and Suzanne in training. We've got thanks to Jill Lowe. We've got thanks to Angie, and of course our star, Julie. I also need to mention Paul Rutherford, our chairman, because as chief executive, I'm only on the island part-time, and very often with things like keys need to be picked up, decorators need to be shown in, contracts to be signed in my absence, Paul has unfailingly dropped whatever he's doing, come to the society, come to the shop, and provided tremendous support. So I'd also like to acknowledge our chairman. Thank you very much, Chairman, for being so supportive. We're a small team of staff, and each team member has also helped here. So can I thank Chris, who's come in on his holiday to take some photographs and footage. So thank you to Chris. Also to Michelle. Many of you will have met Michelle. She's our volunteer manager. To Laura Jasper, our centre coordinator, who's done lots of running about, and our interim finance officer, Susan Early. So thank you to all of those. And there are just two small things I want to do before I let you carry on enjoying buying. Could I please invite you, Sharon, to come forward? We're having to say goodbye, sadly. Moving back to the mainland, we're going to miss you and your contribution. So this is a thank you very much for all that you've done in the past. But of course, our star, Julie, would you be so kind as to step forward so you are in full view?
Well, I don't know if you can see the flowers behind the two girls there, the pedestal, and these beautiful flowers. Retail is hell on earth these days, girls, as people want to shop online, but we are determined to buck the trend. That's why we've taken on this huge shop, and we are definitely going to serve most of the Isle of Wight. And we are so very lucky to have new neighbours who are so supportive to us. Summer Lilies next door. The beautiful flowers that I'm holding have come from them. Those flowers have come from them. And every week without fail we have fresh flowers on our counter that they bring in. How wonderful is that in a disenchanted world? My volunteers that have worked, well not mine, but the volunteers that have worked to put this shop together, they know who they are. God, it's been a nightmare, let me tell you. I simply, at one stage, all I wanted to do was sit down and cry because I thought we're never going to do it. I'm not going to single people out because, as I say, they know who they are, the people who came in and gave so much help. When I watched those girls struggling across the road yesterday with all the rails coming from the old shop, I was immediately transported back to my world in London, in the Square Mile in the West End of London, where every time you looked up there was somebody going down the pavement with a rail of clothes. And when I saw it all yesterday, I thought it was wonderful. And most of all, what I want to say is, when we stand up here hour after hour, and we do, for what we do, I do it myself because I've been privileged all my life to live in a world of colour. I love colour, I have a degree in textiles, I absolutely love fashion. I cannot imagine what it must be like to never see the colours that we enjoy. That is my inspiration, and I'm getting a bit old for it all now, but I'll think about it, but I'll carry on for as long as I can. Huge thank you also to our loyal customers, and many of you are here this evening who never let us down, who come in, support us. Huge thank you. Thank you to everyone. Thank you.
Well done.